Hello people of the verse and welcome back to the channel. I am your host, the Eradicator, and in today's video, as we get closer and closer to the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, I wanted to share with you guys an opinion piece about a character who over the years has become the embodiment of that yearly event, and I am talking of course about With This Guy's iconic host, the one and only Jax Mc Cleary. Now, before we move on with YouTube literally charging me to create content on their platform, I have no choice but to play this message. This video is brought to you by the people who support this channel on Patreon and via the join button as well. Supporters of the channel get access to lots of cool perks such as access to my private Discord, your question answered in the show, you get to know when I'm going to play, and also you get to have a chance to influence the editorial line of the channel. Any help is appreciated, starts at just $1 a month. Thank you very much for watching. This is the Eradicator, and I'll see you guys later. Alright, so let's talk about Jax Mc Cleary and why I think it will be awesome to have him as a mission giver further down the line, and for that I have developed 3 points which I hope you and especially Cloud Imperium Games will find convincing. And the first point that I would like to make in favor of that is just pointing out how popular he is among backers and possibly even among people who are interested in Star Citizen and yet have not backed the game. Jax Mc Cleary is obviously a caricature of popular British TV host and presenter Jeremy Clarkson, who is himself adored by millions of fans because of his brilliant work for popular car shows Top Gear and The Grand Tour. And Cloud Imperium has, for about 4 years, perfectly caught the tone and humor that have been Clarkson's signature style for the past 3 decades now. More than a caricature, Jax Mc Cleary feels more like an homage to one of the most famous television icons of our generation, and the idea of meeting and possibly working for a character that resembles that much to Clarkson is something that is in itself, that in itself would surely draw some attention and interest of quite a few people. Not only that, but the very fact of having an interesting and charismatic mission giver does give some excitement and provides with some replayability. For example, it would be more interesting to compare who would rather meet up with Constantine Hurston or Miles Eckhart. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm always excited to see Miles Eckhart. He's a badass hanging out in a badass place, and as a result, you know, I also feel like a badass when I see him too. And that would be the same with Jax Mc Cleary. He's the cool dude who makes cool things with cool ships, and that in itself would guarantee that such a mission giver would have tremendous success. There is another factor that I think would play in favor of Jax Mc Cleary being a mission giver, and that is the fact that the character simply already exists. Creating a new character for a mission giver, or any type of purpose for that matter, takes time and resources. Developers have to hold meetings to decide of the general direction they want to take with that character, and then the character needs to be concepted, which can also take a lot of time. For example, we all know how Chris Roberts likes to micromanage everything, and this has been well documented over the past 8 years Star Citizen has been in development, and senior concept artist Jeremy Lee has also been discussing a lot about that in Inside Star Citizen and Star Citizen Live, about how Chris Roberts often rejects all of his designs, leading him to start all over again, and that's absolutely normal. It's part of the development process. Now, obviously, Jax Mc Cleary, having been in the verse via cinematics vignettes for years now, the whole creation process would not be necessary anymore, but and basically everything Cloud Imperium would have to do would be to do a little bit of motion capture to support the interactions that we would have with him, and some extra voice acting, obviously, to record the lines of dialogues he would have with us, and that's basically it. These are the reasons why I also believe that implementing Jax Mc Cleary should be an easy way for the devs to add an awesome new mission giver. The only concern that I have is the whole mocap process, as I don't know if it's possible to record mocap performances during the ongoing pandemic, unfortunately. Finally, the last point I would like to make to advocate for the inclusion of Jax Mc Cleary as a mission giver is simply the fact of just working with him can potentially be so much fun. I mean, just think of it, you could get yourself involved in the shooting of the versus equivalent of an episode of Top Gear, in which you would have to replace the stick, Jimmy, and compete in various races or beat the clock challenges in which you will have to pull certain maneuvers to impress his audience. And you could also, further down the line, do Star Citizen's future equivalent of road trips, where you could go to exciting, off the beaten path location, only to end up meeting an angry mob that didn't like what McCLEARY would have said about them in the past, and your objective would be to run for your life, only to have McCLEARY say how fun it is in the end. I'm just extrapolating here, of course, but this is just to give you a better idea of what will be possible with such a great NPC mission giver, and I hope that you find it awe-inspiring, and especially I do hope that it will give the devs some ideas about what they could do with mission givers in the future. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed today's content, you know what to do. If you would like to support the channel more, for as little as $1 a month, you can get access to my Discord, and you get also your question answers in the show. And with Google charging me to create content, you literally keep the show going. Any help out there is very much appreciated. Thank you very much for watching. This is the Eradicator. I'll see you guys later.